Hello everyone and welcome to the AUEC x SESA Valorant Clash. My name is Atlas and I'm going to be your caster for the Swiss stage today. We have 3 rounds of Swiss where 8 of 14 teams will qualify to compete in the playoffs in person at Auckland University's esports arena over on Thursday. So I hope you guys are all ready to enjoy some Valorant because we got a pretty fun game coming up, at least judging by some of the players that are on these teams. And you know, for once we actually have some info going into this. I've been doing the studying of the sign-up sheets. So for our first team we have Le Seraphim, which is comprised of simply Fergus, IU, I Moved On, and Cynthia, I believe. So a couple of these players we're very familiar with. IU is actually who we know as DLW, but we're going to be calling him IU. I Moved On used to be called I Miss Her, and they were farming in the last tournament that we had over in Semester 1. And of course, Simply as well, a player that we've had around for quite a while. And then for Team B, we've got NA Imports. Team of solo signups, I believe. We've got Weihao, the president of the, secretary of the esports club. Rips, Shrat, Kolashi, and Mini Toast. But look, I think we've jumped the gun a little bit because we're already into Agent Select, so we'll get straight into it, which is no worries at all. But we're going to be going to Ascent. Now, I didn't talk that much on the team NA Imports, but I believe those Chinese characters is Kolashi, who was, Resident Radiant for the team. He plays pretty much exclusively Phoenix, so that'll be exciting to see how he does. And on the other side of things, Le Seraphim, I mean, to be honest, I'm probably going to be favoring them a little bit because I'm pretty sure they will play in a Premier team together, but also just in general, they're one of the highest ranked teams that we have in general here today. So looking forward to it. Should be a fun one. We're getting these agents locked on in. So what do we have? Well, of course we got Phoenix for Kolashi, because of course. And then, okay, we're playing Phoenix ISO and Ascent. That's certainly a choice. And on the other side of things, also extremely interesting, because of course DLW, or IU in this case, we're going to be calling him IU. Of course, IU is playing Neon. He plays Neon on pretty much every map, as he does. So look, we're going to be getting into things, and then yeah, hopefully it should be a fun one here. Yeah, you can see those Premier tags. IU, Cynthia, Simply, all playing on the same Premier team. They do go by Le Seraphim in Premier as well, I believe. So yeah, should be a fun stream here today. Who knows what the next matchup will be? We've got a couple other teams that I would definitely like to touch on if we get the opportunity. But look, we got to get past this one. It's just the best of one to start things off here, and it looks like we're going to have some main... Oh, that's some party voice chat activation, which shouldn't probably be happening. Either way. First contact going to be taken, IU to be pushed back. Immediately back on the egg. I think he's got auto party chat on. Oh no, someone's going to tell him. I think he was a last minute sub. Look, I moved on. Taking first contact here, though, for the first blood. Kolashi gonna be dropped. They want some B main space. Gonna grab that orb. Potentially call his team back. But look, there is players here towards the B site. And of course, Simply normally good for those shots, but actually not quite gonna find it. It is just the Cypher, but look, I don't know if that's necessarily going to call, and he rotates over straight away because it's not normal to have, the Cypher on a lurk. But with I Moved On, spotting that player over towards lobby, this should be the confirmation that a B hit is incoming, as here they come out onto the side. Ferg taking down Weihao, looking for one more, but Chaewon finds the trade. Reps as well, dropping Ferg as the spike gets planted. So now we go into the 3v3 retake. Simply very low HP. So is Chaewon, though, to be fair. So definitely opportunities for both these teams. Spycan gets a little bit of information. No one playing in towards main, though, so maybe a little bit of false info there. IU clears a lot of the space. But lots of players on site as IU drops the first. Looking for a second, makes the flick. Low HP as Reps falls down as well. So Le Seraphim will grab the pistol. 1-0 start. So, great stuff for Le Seraphim. Making that retake look very, very simple. Have to see if they can continue their performance here, of course. There's, well, I guess it can just remain to be seen as we look at the buy coming out for the eco. Potentially Koloshi looking to force up. Actually, the whole team looking to force up. Fair enough, they planted the spike and going to go for a little bit of surprise value here. Now, Koloshi is a player that we will have to keep an eye on. This guy can do so much damage. If you let him get started getting those Phoenix ultimates up. Spectre revealed, so now Le Seraphim should have an idea that, well, there might be a force in hand. J1 gets dropped by IU, so there's the alert gone. Opportunity for that A site split. Maybe not quite there. IU going to find another one. Reps as well will go down towards B main. As IU looks to play very aggressively. And it's left all down to Koloshi, who's actually had 2 delivered to him, but oh, they both turned at the same time. They both got dinked. But unfortunately, the Spectre just not quite good enough. Wow, that was oh, that was some yeah, okay. I thought Koloshi should have at least gotten 2 there, but I mean, I guess all the players of Le Seraphim, I did actually coach their Astra Cynthia for a Game Changers team a little while back, so I have her on my friends list, and they just came out of a comp game, so they're very warmed up. Can't say the same for NA imports. I don't have any of them on the friends list, so maybe they're warmed up, maybe they need a little bit. Either way, their gun round is now, so here's where they have to make something happen if they want to get this attack side off to a good start. Berg finds the first Koloshi on the trade, and I moved on. Tries to find a little bit of a timing, pushing out of that CT smoke, but maybe a little bit ill-advised. Ferg fully blinded on sight and still manages to drop Shrat. Koloshi, maybe a little bit of baiting here. Goes around another blind side. Another curveball, sorry. Wrong ability, that's a Yoru flash. It's all down to Weihao. What can you do? Nothing. Cynthia drops him. 3-0 start for Le Seraphim. They are looking clean here as, well, NA imports already kind of on the back foot here. Not quite what you want to see. Of course, another thing that you could say about NA imports is that I believe they're one of our mixed teams, so like a team that has had some, I think, duos sign up together, but otherwise just some players thrown in, some solo sign-ups, which we of course love to see. But you know, also they're not going to have quite the same amount of synergy as a team like Le Seraphim. Some of these star players simply one of those big names. It's IU as well, another player that we've had around in the Auckland Uni Esports Club. Very, very familiar with his neon. Causes a lot of chaos in whatever game he's in. And already NA imports in this round. Starting on the back foot. 3 versus 5. Reconsidering potentially going to explore towards mid as I moved on. Is not looking in the right direction. Strat going to send out the dart, but that's going to reveal exactly where these players are. Ducking back and forth. I moved on, looking for a little bit more. Sends out both of his layers. Finds a second, but Weihao does eventually get the trade. IU looking to take the kill. End this round quickly, but Weihao still alive for now, but up against Simply, this is going to be a difficult one. And the headshot comes through. Very clean, as always, from this guy. So, yeah, Le Seraphim here on the defense of Ascent going to be starting off very, very, very well. And for NA imports, you know, it's been a while since we've had, you know, a player like Koloshi Actually, was he competing in the last one? I don't remember. I think he might have. I think he is the NA import. Is something that the reason why he's playing on an account which is just fully like Chinese characters for the name is apparently because his main account is stuck in NA or something like that. I don't really know exactly what was going on, so I think that's why they named themselves that. But look, it's good to have him back in a tournament. Good to see him playing again. At the moment, haven't seen the sort of highlight plays we normally get from this guy, but now that he's got this run it back, he's going to be making his way on towards the B site. But already this team does not have a good start, as Simply finds a second, swaps over to the Headhunter, looks for a little bit more. Simply eventually will get dropped by Chaewon, but still the site has not been secured. There's still Thug running around. The Sova on the back of site now dropped. As now the spike gets planted, or perhaps just a tap to bait out a swing. Trapwire goes out, but I moved on, wants to fight. As IU is now going to pop the overdrive, look to slide on in, and he's going to do exactly that. Grabs just the one as I moved on. Finds the final one, but still it's just domination from Le Seraphim right now, making it look easy. I mean, IU 9-1. What a scoreline. Of course, this is just the first round of Swiss here, so, you know, can't necessarily say that it's going to be too... I mean, it's random. I'm actually not too sure how we've done the seeding, but, you know, either way, still by no means over for any team here. But, well, great dart from Ferg. Simply won't be able to find one off the tag, but will eventually find the follow-up. Ferg on the back of site. I mean, he just can't be killed. This B site feels impossible. It's all down to reps. Can't even find one. All these rounds just passing by in a flash. Le Seraphim looking to show us why they are perhaps one of the favorites for this tournament. I mean, I'm pretty sure we, yeah, if I was to just, like, sort of think over all the teams that we have, some of the standout teams that we have are the Retirement Village, is some of the best players from our club. Of course, Le Seraphim also up there. We also, I believe, have the #1 OCE Contenders Premier team, Hungry Seekers. So we'll have to keep an eye on them a little bit later as well. Found them. Now Hunter's Fury going to be coming out from both teams, in fact. So Laser Beams trading position as it's Strat, who not only is going to find the counterpart Sova, but his own teammate Koloshi to go down. Reps with the kill contract will find Simply is now perhaps around opportunity for NA imports, but I moved on, is snuck through in towards this dark cover. I don't know how much longer it's going to stay up, and he runs into a trip. Surely someone take him down. Chaewon does exactly that. Now the spike going to be planted, as this is the best opportunity that NA imports have had to try and put around on the board. IU though still alive. Cynthia as well. 2 versus 4. What can you do? Wayhouse swings out as Strat gets both in the spray down. Finally, NA imports on the board. Looking good here. I mean, that was a bit of a chaotic one. Just Strat. Yeah, how did they even get the first? These rounds are passing in a flash. I feel like I don't even know what's going on half the time. They're so fast. I mean, this pace of play for Ascent is maybe a little abnormal, but it's fun to watch for sure. I moved on. Conflict first, contact in towards mid. Goes for the repeat, but you're fighting against Koloshi. You can't take those too easily. First blood once again goes the way of NA imports. K1 making a little bit of sound bait in towards B main, but the recon dart comes out just to clear a little bit. Another opportunity there for Koloshi to deal a little bit of damage, potentially take the head, but not to be.
I know
still
exactly
remain
where
in this 5v4. Now the neural theft coming out for NA imports. A lot of information. Should be starting that B hit off the back of it. Simply though, gonna stay alive after that spam stops Chaewon in his tracks. Otherwise that could have been looking a little bit dicey, being the only player around on site. He's being flanked from mid of course, but still, spike will be planted. Seraphim ready to start this retake, and well, they're gonna have to deal with Koloshi in towards B main. Nebula in his face. Of course, he does have that curveball. Could be so dangerous if he chooses to just go for it. You can see he's holding it. Are you aware that someone might be around as he's going to send it out now? Doesn't clear the angle though. So he will be dropped, but on site things looking a little bit better. Weihao and Strat hold their respective lanes and get all the kills they needed. NA Import, second round in a row. Bit of a resurgence here, exactly what they needed here to make this map competitive. Of course, you could say. I mean, honestly, Chaewon, last minute sub, doing a lot here, topping the scoreboard for this team. I mean, if I'm just gonna look at the playlist that we have, I think he was meant to. He came in as like a last minute sub. He's one of the lower ranked players on the team, but he's doing a great job here. Of course, rank not necessarily everything. We know that from a few players that have become a little bit notorious around the club. Think of the likes of 323 recently making a bit of a statement, being a plat player, absolutely destroying some of our resident immos. By the way, run it back denied over towards the B side of the map. It might all be a bit of a fake though, because the spike has been sitting towards A main, and once again, it's just simply the only player here to receive any of this hit. Undercut center's way. Paranoia as well. He's being absolutely run down. Nowhere to hide. As Reps finds the first spike going to be planted now. Reps spike looking planted for a little bit more. Walking into that dark cover though, Ferg was already there. That's a dangerous game to be playing, just walking into a smoke like that. Gets punished for it. Now 4 versus 4. Door's been broken and all these players are here. Cosmic Divide to come through, splitting the site in half. Not too sure how they plan to play off of it though. It gives NA Imports maybe a little bit of a chance to duck in and out. They're all playing on site. Of course, the main has been cleared, but Koloshi's still around, and that's not the sort of angle you expect people to be on. Ferg eventually on the trade, looking to clear towards Hell. Position exactly known, but Chaewon can't find the shots. Is there enough time though? I think there might not be. I think this should be going to NA Imports. It will be. 0.32. Well, it was a great effort from Ferg, but cannot get the round for the Seraphim. Interesting Cosmic Divide. It's hard to say how much that helped them, to be honest. I'm really not too sure. I mean, let me think. I mean, it's cutting the site in half, sure, so if anyone was playing towards main, it would have made that a lot more difficult, but I think because half the players that were alive were behind it, it didn't really help them that much. Anyways, once again, First Blood going towards Koloshi. Trade, and that's the spike dropped. Get another hot mic. His rep's going to be looking to make his way onto the A side. IU with a great relay ball. 2 spams down. Stuck in their tracks, fully stunned up. And they don't have the spike. I mean, I don't know what NA Imports are really doing here. Sure, they've got the A site, but you got to plant that bomb sometime. Of course, still lots of time on the clock, so they can explore back towards mid and try and pick it up. It's not going to be particularly easy, though. I moved on. It's going to be there. One bolt is good. Koloshi looking to stabilize his aim, and well, on the crouch spray does exactly that, but low on HP. Ferg only needs a single body shot. Once again, position revealed. Healed up to half HP as the duel comes through, and it's Koloshi to win it. I mean, this guy, this is the sort of thing that we know him for from previous tournaments, is that he'll just like randomly pull these rounds out. I mean, his aim is not the cleanest, but somehow he makes it work anyway. I mean, he's got to Radiant for a reason. He is a great player. You might argue that him playing pretty much only Phoenix holds him back a little bit, but still though, we've seen some crazy stuff from him, and in that round, look, that's the sort of thing that we know that he can do. Anyways, timeout. Apparently, wait. Sorry, could you repeat that? Sorry, my observers just told me something. What? Why is... Oh, this is a timeout called for a bathroom break. I mean, to be fair, whether it's a bathroom break or not for one of the players, I think this is going to be good for Le Seraphim to maybe collect themselves. They started off really, really well there. And even in that round, you know, DLW getting 2 early on, things were looking good for Le Seraphim, but then it kind of went south. Of course, Kalashi, big driving force for that. You can see he's making his way up on the scoreboard, warming up a little bit, but still. Seraphim, I imagine, would like to get a couple more rounds here on this defense. Of course, both these teams playing double duelists, so the attacker side maybe going to be a little bit more potent than the normal Ascent attacker sides would be, as it looks like Kalashi wanted to get on through that door, but it's just to run it back, so he will go back towards main. Flash on out, and, well, DLW dealt with easily. Ferg finding one with his Hunter's Fury. I moved on now, swinging out, dealing with that hot hands at his feet relatively easily. Not taking too much damage as the spike. Tempted to get planted here, but unfortunately it will be denied as Le Seraphim put another round on the board. A lot of ultimates thrown into that, but Le Seraphim do a great job.
Round before the switch.
Again, just very chaotic rounds, and you got 4 different duelists in the server. It is going to be, it's going to be a little bit chaotic, that's for sure. A lot of these rounds going very, very fast. But for Le Seraphim, the recovery here, invested pretty much. Actually, was that all their alternates? They might have used all of them that round. Scholarship or off guard here in towards B main. IU takes him down. I moved on, looking for a little bit more, perhaps going to take a swing off of a timing after that drone, maybe? Very close. It looks like he's just going to go for it. He found Shaywant, but couldn't quite finish him off. Just a little bit of damage to come through. The Seraphim fully aware of all these NA imports. And towards B main. A little bit of info to come through off the back of that recon, but no one really acting off of it, and that wall... not wall bangable anymore, so Sheriff couldn't do much there. Perhaps NA Imports just looking to re-clear towards mid. Reconsider what their plan for the round is. I mean, they've liked to go for that fast B main hit somewhat often. Didn't really work too well for them. I think definitely with Kalashi down, this round going to be a lot harder for them. But of course they do have the kill contract, so they could... if they find definitively where someone is, get a nice one. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. UE5 bug. It's still there.
It's you and me.
That's quite the bug. It's going to be IU picked up. Reps, can you clear him? Can you take him out of the round? IU not looking as clean as he normally is there. But the spike has been dropped on the switch. Bug, of course, going to be trying to finish this one off for his team. He's done exactly that.
Switching sides.
So, well, the kill contract, sure it got 1, but, you know, if the rest of your team dies, what do you do? What happened here? I mean, I think everyone just died while Reps was in his ult. No idea. By the way, swapping sides now. The Seraphim 8-4 half, not too bad for their defense. I mean, honestly, with these comps being played, it's hard to say that either team has a distinct comp advantage. To be honest, I don't think either of them are particularly good. Oh, what a combo! The undercut and shock dart just immediately taking the first kill. That's a lovely little piece of to put together there is IU. That's some shaky aim there. Once again, unable to stabilize. Polishi finding a quick two-piece as I moved on. Has actually come through in towards market here. Polishi finds the spike in towards mid. I don't know how much longer the smoke's gonna be up, but I moved on and slipped through. Wayhow finding one with the hot hands. This is just chaos. That's another piece of util that's found a kill for the defense. Leaving it all down to I moved on. It feels weird to say I moved on. I'm so used to saying I miss her from the last tournament that we had. Good on you for moving on though. This is going to be a tough one. Two different angles, tiles and bottom mid. Yeah, that's a quick one for NA Imports. Taking the pistol here on their defense, looking to make things a little bit closer. This first match here today could potentially deliver something quite entertaining. I mean, it already is entertaining with how chaotic it has been, but regardless, if NA Imports can make this one just that little bit closer. I mean, honestly, a lot of these Swiss stage games, you know, there's going to be some teams that, you know, they've just signed up to have a good time. I know some of the SESA representatives have decided to join up and play, and sure, they might not be that high ranked, but, you know, ultimately, the club is about just enjoying these opportunities at these events, so not all the games have to be the highest ranked games ever. For this one especially. Sure, we got some very skilled players, but they're playing in such a chaotic manner. Cheon gonna find the first in this round, just trying to stay alive, playing around as cyber cages. Cynthia comes off the plant and ends up right-clicking him directly in the face. Eventually, Kolishi gonna find a trade, simply to fall as well, as it's all down to Ferg. Chasing down Kolishi, low HP, finds the kill. Now, potentially a rifle that can be picked up. That's a Phantom, big piece of weaponry, but only 18 bullets left in it. Should be enough for 3 players, though. If he can make it quick and precise. He's already up into heaven, and look, they're not quite looking his way. Strat on top of the generator, flick made to his head. Lovely shot. 2 players remaining. 1 on tree, 1 on site. So these are both 1v1s, but Ferg's just going to bide his time. Waiting for some sort of push to come out, and he's, you know, he's looking in the right place. Knife out, though. Oh, be careful, my friend. Can't be knife outing in a situation like this, as now NA Imports getting on the cross. Dark cover could ruin this if Ferg chooses to go now. Going to swing around the corner directly into a Bucky. 6 bullets left, 12 seconds. He's got to make something happen, but can't quite find the shots. Reps takes him down with the Bucky. A lovely attempt there, but it will be NA Imports taking a 6th round here. See, I mean, they tended to get there for the crossfire, but I think that smoke kind of ruined that plan. It really was just down to this 1v1. Unfortunately for Reps' double tap really saved his life there. I think he probably would have died if he didn't have that. But yeah, that was to see. It's now potentially another combo. See that shock dart and undercut being held out. I mean, if they had gone for that, that might have found one, to be honest. IU directly in the line of fire for those 2 bits of util. Honestly, it was so cool to see that in the pistol round. You don't often see little bits of bits of util combo together like that, especially not in this sort of tournament where these players might maybe not playing together as much. As another one to come through. I moved on, dropped down to 36 HP. Such a dangerous combo of those 2 bits of util. I think Strat sending another one out. That might land and take someone down to low HP. Spike being planted on Dice, though. Will keep them safe for now. But as bit of spam to come through and to help just through the Ares. It's bonus round for NA Imports. Of course, they don't have the greatest weaponry, but they're still going to make a good job of this, I'm sure. It's going to be difficult to get out of heaven, though. You can see that star place there, ready to be used as a mobile pulse or a gravity well. Retake going to start from tree. Second smoke to come out. And, well, the Seraphim making this one look incredibly easy, nice and clean. Reps will find one, looking for a little bit more. Just playing exit frags at this point. You only find the one. I moved on. Of course, paired with IU's, how should we say it? Crosshair displacement? Love to see it from the Neons just running around causing a little chaos. But yeah, this first game really delivering here. Ferg still at the top of the scoreboard doing an excellent job on the Sova. To be honest, for how close this game is in terms of score, the Seraphim really do have the lion's share of the kills here. Of course, credit to their start on their defensive side. A lot of the rounds they won almost flawless. So of course they're going to end up with the majority of the kills here, even though there is only 3 rounds separating us. Now NA Imports on their bye. A little bit concerned about mid. Is that Nebula place down, denying that vision from deep towards market. So it looks like the Seraphim looking to cause a little bit of a ruse over towards B. Again, Nebula's placed and a bit of util sent out to try and clear some of this area. Trademark destroyed and, well, they haven't made too much of a move here, and with IU now revealing himself, I think now the spike eventually going to be shipped over towards the SESA site. The plant begins, but they haven't closed the door. But Cynthia takes the opportunity to get off the plant and immediately take a kill. Second attempt, not quite so successful. But still the trade is lovely, and now a great opportunity for the Seraphim to really put NA Imports down on 2 an eco round. J1 the only one remaining. 1v4 now turned to a 1v3 and taking out the camera. Oh, it's messy. Taking out the util at the worst timing possible. Tragic stuff.
Player standing.
Good to get the first, and you know, if he hadn't immediately picked up his camera at that timing, he might have been able to get another one, maybe even 2. But just a little unfortunate there on the timing.
Yeah.
Toward this round, and Simply's found the first reps to go down. Seraphim looking to make this one perhaps a faster hit into the B site. Smokes are already up. Looks like they're making their way out. IU gonna start this hit in through lane, as this is a little bit of a common one to have the Cypher put that cage up and hide inside of it. IU very aware of what was going on. Weihao can't find the stinger shots. The Simply removes him from the round. Simply with a third now. Looking to make it 4, potentially get... I mean, he already has the 2 out of force online. Doesn't even matter at this point. As Kalashi has a couple on the way out. Again, just doesn't... Not really mattering too much. I mean, it's just a little bit of economic damage, but I mean, looking at the money, the Seraphim not really concerned at all. NA Imports, though, it's getting down to the wire. And of course, with the amount of ults online, the Seraphim, they can use them together. Could easily take this one to 12, and then you're only 1 round off.
You want to fight it?
Trying to come out is very fast. A main take here. This one is all a fake, though. I mean, Le Seraphim playing very, very tricky here. Look at the mini-map. All of NA Imports biting fully on this one. They've already drawn out the run it back, as now that spike being taken in through B main. But I don't know if committing this much into it was really worth it. I mean, they found a kill, and they're even going for a little bit more here. This is just a free B site, and they're still keeping these players around, just looking to fight, looking to claim some bodies, making this retake even harder. They don't even know that the spike's being planted on B. They still think this is an A hit. And sure, Strat's found 2, but now they finally realize this is all fake. What a play from Le Seraphim. Can see why they picked the Astra here. Cynthia, some very creative uses of the Cosmic Divide, constructing some really nice hits here. And now Simply looking to spray down the last few.
I am not pleased this
In market. I mean, that was... What an excellent round that was. Match point for Le Seraphim. And look at this. The Spike's just walking in onto the B site, and there's 4 players on A for the defense. They just had no chance here at all. Imagine IU gets that one. I mean, at that point, they may as well just have gone for an A hit. Looked like they were going to win it anyway. What a way to win a round. Ult's now online though for NA Imports. Got the kill contract. Got the Hunter's Fury. What can he do with them? Kolashi going to find the first. Reps removed as well. This A hit is not looking too great, and Cynthia's gun barrel, unfortunately for her, was showing, so she'll go down as well. That's the spike. It's Ferg and Simply, two players. I don't know if they were planning to go for another fake, but they were the ones starting over towards B. Unfortunately for them, Spike is nowhere near. You can already see Kolashi's gone exploring. Ferg maybe a little bit aware. He had his gun out, but wasn't quite prepared for Kolashi to be so close, and it looks like Simply maybe not considering where this player is either. Kolashi with 4, getting very close to that run it back once again. Used it literally, what, 2 rounds ago against that massive fake? Already gonna get it online once again.
One enemy remaining.
Triple, baby.
I mean, we're gonna need a couple more Kolashi rounds like this if NA Imports want to bring this one all the way back. But still, they'll hold off. They'll hold off a round win. Hold off a map win. Just for a little bit longer. Another timeout from the side of the Seraphim. Who knows what they'll be doing at this point. I mean, the Seraphim, honestly, gotta say it. Some as unconventional as their comp is, they've pulled off some pretty crazy rounds here. Really bamboozling NA Imports. Whoever is the IGL there, doing an excellent job. So now round begins again. See what the plan is. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a slow one from the Seraphim. To take some space in towards mid. Simply, oh, that was the shoulder spotted, so Kolashi should be fully aware, but can't quite find the shot. Hunter's Fury from the defense. I'm not too sure what they're sending that off, but it did find a tag on towards Ferg. Just slightly clipping the toes there. Reps on a quick swing over towards A, and well, the trade comes through. Lovely, but this is, again, oh, actually, no, not all fake. This time they do have the spike with them. I was looking at the minimap, seeing there's more players over towards B, but no, this time, Cynthia carrying the spike. Gonna put it down on Dice once again. This is looking good for the Seraphim. 4 versus 2 to take this map. Just have to hold on to this post plan, and it looks like they'll be doing exactly that. Cynthia looking to finish things off with a little bit of a push, but Chaewon takes her down. But no match for Simply. It is Le Seraphim winning it 13-7. So, look, that one was... I mean... Look, NA Inputs had some nice rounds here and there, but for the most part was definitely dominance from the Seraphim, and you can see DLW, or IU, topping the scoreboard. I mean, just in general, the First Bloods just way in favor of Le Seraphim. I mean, quickly counting them up, I mean, it's, what, 12 First Bloods between them? Yeah, 12 First Bloods. It's actually quite a decent showing there as far as getting early advantages. But yeah, so Le Seraphim will be taking it 13-7. They will be moving up in the Swiss stage to the 1-0 group. I believe, if I just quickly have a look at some of the info. So like I said, this is 14 teams, and if I just look at how many teams are qualifying. So 2 teams will qualify who have a 3-0 record. Is that even... Wait, it is possible for no teams to end up with a 3-0 record, I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, no, never mind. I think there will be 2 teams that qualify with a 3-0 record, 5 teams with a 2-1 record, and 1 team will qualify with a 1-2 record. And of course, the other 6 teams will unfortunately be eliminated after these 3 best of ones today. But look, that's going to be all for this first game. We're going to have to wait for all of the games to be finished for the first round of the Swiss stage before we find out matchups for the next one. We'll try and choose an interesting one for the stream, but look, it might be a little bit of an extended break. We might come back sort of halfway through with some stats. We'll make a nice little graphic for you guys. But until then, we're going to go to an intermission. We'll go check up on the rest of the games, but don't go anywhere. We've got 2 more rounds of Swiss left to go. We'll see you then. Hello everyone, I'm back, and unfortunately we don't have our next game ready, but we do have some things to go over. So firstly, we're going to go and have a look at the map stats from the game that we just played. It was Le Seraphim versus NA Imports, and it was a Le Seraphim victory, 13-7. We can see some of the score lines there. It was really IU kind of popping off on the neon, causing a lot of chaos, and the rest of the team doing a great job as well. They had some great fakes that they threw. There was one round where they used a couple ults and sent, I believe, I moved on and IU in towards the A site, while the rest of the team just walked in on B for free, and it was a lovely thing to watch. And so unfortunately, NA Imports just couldn't quite heat up on time. Kalishi had a little bit of a slow start, which is abnormal for him, but to be fair, I think he had only just gotten on. So yeah, it was Le Seraphim that ended up taking Ascent 13-7, but of course that was not the only game in the Swiss stage for round 1 that was going on, and we have a little bit of a update for you guys. Oh, that's the map veto. That's not what I was looking for. We want to go to this one. So, as you can see here, we've got our challenge pulled up, and as you can see, there is one more game still being played. It's 16 times 29 versus XX Divas XX, and last I've heard, they're in a absolute banger of a game, 15-15 overtime right now, so we are still waiting for them to get on through other games of note. We got Hungry Seekers versus Team Biscuit, 13-8. And then we had 5 Pigs, 1 Team versus 0 Rivals. That was a close one as well, 13-11. Apologies, I'm just looking at my main screen here. It's bigger. And then we had Streamer University plus Frank versus Rizzlers. That one went overtime as well, 14-12 though, so a little bit faster. And Retirement Village versus Laser Kiwis. I mean, Retirement Village, there's a reason why I've been saying they're probably one of the favorites for the tournament. They've got some absolutely crazy players. In fact, I actually put together their team stats because I kind of wanted to go and watch them next game, but we'll kind of see what the matchups are and see how things are going. But this is the Retirement Village, which, if you would notice something for the roles, they have all listed that they are all flex because they're all retired and they don't care what they play. In practice, it will probably, I mean, these agents that you see are what they played in their last game, which is, I mean, not a surprise. Splatgun is another resident Phoenix merchant that we have. It's really Splatgun and Cholishi that kind of go at each other as the Phoenix merchants for our club. And then, of course, ZSD was on the ISO 323, plays Clove relatively often. I think sometimes she goes over to Deadlock as well. Xing plays Sentinel a lot, and Spicy has been a kind of duelist initiator for a lot of the games that he's played. But I believe we do have our result, so let's have a look again. Might need to refresh this. Oh, there we go. The result is a 17-15 victory for 16 times 29, and we have our next matchup. So we got Hungry Seekers versus 16 times 29, the Seraphim versus Retirement Village. Wait, I kind of want that one. That one is going to be an absolute banger game. Yeah, okay, we're going to go for that one. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go for that. I think we'll take that game because I mean we just watched Le Seraphim and Retirement Village. It's just absolutely insane. then, of course, we got Streamer University plus Frank versus Team Poop Aura. Now, that's the one game that we didn't touch on. Team Poop Aura versus SESA. That game was a 13-0, so they've been waiting for quite a while. And, it feels bad for SESA. I don't actually know if that's, I don't know if that was because, CISA. I think CISA are one of the lowest ranked teams that we have, but I mean, I don't know if it's like the execs from CISA. Of course, if you guys aren't aware of who CISA are, the club that we're partnering with, it is the I believe Software Engineering Society, of no, Software Engineering Student Association, not society. I don't know why I said society. I was thinking of the Hong Kong Student Society, I think, HKSS, and a lot of club names to keep track of here. We actually have a inter-club event coming up in a couple months, I think, so we got that to look out for. A lot of clubs going to be involved there, but I think it might be some of the execs or some of the people from that club that are just wanting to have a fun time. And, well, unfortunately, they got 13-0'd by Team Poop Aura, but look, we can... we can ignore that for now. Let's have a look at some of the other games that are going on. We got Zero Rivals versus Team Biscuit. Now, looking at this, so Swiss can work in a couple different ways. When you have a clean 16 teams, and you've got 8 teams to qualify, you've, generally speaking, I believe it's 5 or 6 rounds. And so, at least at the... Yeah, I think for the whole duration of the Swiss, you end up playing other teams that have the same, like, same win record as you. Looking at this, I think Zero Rivals, they won their game, and Team Biscuit lost. So I think this one's pretty random. Either that or it's putting the teams that... No, it's not even putting the teams that lost against teams that won. I think it's just pretty much fully random. So look, it is what it is. I guess we'll kind of keep an eye on it as it goes on. Now, looking down the list again, 5 Pigs, 1 Team versus XX Divas XX. I mean, that's going to be rough coming off a 17-15 loss, but 5 Pigs, 1 Team, who knows? They actually went pretty close against Zero Rivals. I mean, it's hard to gauge how these teams will go up against each other, but I guess we'll see how... see what the scorelines come out as, and we can kind of form some opinions moving into the playoffs on Thursday, of course. Now, if I'm looking for these last few games, NA Imports are going against CISA, so if the scorelines are anything to go off, perhaps NA Imports might be picking up a win there. And of course, we got Rizzlers versus Laser Kiwis. That one might be an interesting one. I mean, Rizzlers played a very close game against Streamer University plus Frank, so who knows? Yeah, I mean, some interesting games that we're going into, that's for sure. But yeah, I think the one that we've got, they're just doing the map veto now, so we'll try and get into it as soon as possible. But yeah, this one will be an absolutely incredible game. I'll just quickly let them know which game we're taking. But yeah, I mean, these 2 teams are honestly 2 of the teams that I would favor to be some of the favorites in the tournament. All right. Let's see. So let's have a look. They're doing the map ban, so we may as well talk over that for now. So Le Seraphim are taking the first ban. So they have Haven banned first, then we have Sunset banned, Icebox banned. Now we're just waiting for the next one. Yeah, we'll... Oh, Ascent's banned. Okay, so we're not going to see Ascent again, so that's nice. Nice to know. We're going to get a different map. see, Ascent's been banned. Alright, yeah, we're just waiting on these last few bans to come through, and then we'll try to get into things as soon as possible, because it has been a very long break, but still, I mean, I believe a 13-0 and a massive OT happened, but, I mean, absolutely crazy stuff. Oh my gosh, wait, there's a lot of people watching. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Got some bangers coming up. Or at least this next one is gonna be crazy. I believe we are going to bind. Okay, we're going to bind. Alrighty, so we are going to be going to bind next. Let me configure our overlay. I might actually just send it to. Actually, you know what? No, why not? We're gonna do it live. You guys are stuck with me just for now. So we got Le Seraphim versus Retirement Village, which is RVLG. And then we need their logo. Their logo is really quite something for the Retirement Village. We got a lot of crazy logos. I mean, I didn't even comment on it, but NA Imports logo is pretty crazy, and I believe Le Seraphim put their one together as on their own as well. A lot of graphic design going through. Either that or just a stock image. I think that's what what we've ended up with for what's it called, the first for the Retirement Village. They've just got a stock image of some old people. So we'll see that in a minute. I'll just put the scores in for the last game and prep the graphics for this one. No, we're not. We'll start the lobby in a second. I think all the teams are ready. I just need 1 minute, and then we'll get into things. Let's see. Alrighty, well, I think we are ready to go. So, look, we're going to bind first, so... and I believe... Is that correct? Yeah, Le Seraphim are going to be starting on defense. So, look, this one should be interesting. I don't know if we'll see IU on the Neon again, but I guess we'll find out. And then, of course, we'll see if they go for a an Astra, or if they'll be swapping Cynthia over to the Brimstone. But we do have the ready from the players, so we're going to be getting right on into things. Over on Bind, have a look at the agent select. That's still, of course, the bracket, so I've got to hide that real quick. But we're going to Bind. Now, as I said, who knows what agents we will be seeing here on Bind. Immediately seeing a Deadlock Hovered. I don't know how prepared either of these teams are. But yeah, I think this should be pretty fun to see. Taking their time to discuss their comps and all that sort of stuff. If Xing locks in Harbor, I gotta have a word with him after the game, but it'll be fun if they do. Let's see, what else do we have? Again, nothing really confirmed yet. Yeah, okay, so Brimstone potentially going to be locked in for Simply, so maybe a little bit of a role change there. IU's going to be using the Raze, so that's another agent that he does play. I think he's either always on Raze or Neon, so that's fair enough. I moved on, still going to be sticking to the Reyna and Ferg on Sova, so that's, you know, fair enough for them. Makes sense. ZST on Chamber, most likely. That's relatively normal. We see him playing Chamber somewhat often. Is actually 323 on Sky. I don't know if I've seen him play Sky before. Maybe I just don't remember it. But Spicy on the Deadlock. That'll be interesting to see. And then Splatgun Yoru. Oh, that's right. Yes, I do remember. Splatgun either plays Phoenix or Yoru on pretty much every map. Or Sova, but every time he plays Sova, it hasn't been that good. So I think the Retirement Village is putting him on duelist duty for most likely all their games. And then, of course, it's going to be Xing, filling as always, but kept on Astra this time. So, interesting agents being locked in. We're going to get straight on into things. So I am very excited for this one. This is potentially some of the best teams that we have in this tournament. And I could not be happier to see them go up against each other. A lot of players that I am very, very familiar with myself, and a lot of them that will, well, honestly, I think both of these teams will be looking to make a pretty deep run in this tournament. Perhaps make it all the way to the finals. Or at least the final weekend over on Saturday, where we will play our last couple games. So we are getting into the pistol round. I gotta follow my observer, I completely forgot about that, but we're following now. Shock dart, start off for Ferg, that'll connect onto 323. Just do a little bit of chip damage to start off with as smokes get dropped, and well, there's double sonic sensors here for these players to be running into, and Spicy wasn't the one to trigger it, but he will be the one to fall. Ferg looking to get into on the action as well. ZST grabbing one. But support has arrived. IU chipped down to very low HP. Only 10 points of health. ZST looks to go exploring, and a lovely right click to take down Ferg. Flash to come through around the side, but doesn't fully connect onto DLW. ZST's found a third. Cynthia going down.
One enemy remaining.
IU still around, still shooting. Xing trying to recover the round, but Le Seraphim will come out on top. It's simply getting on the action at the last second. So, Seraphim, grab the pistol round. Anyways, just making sure all of our social media people are updated on what game is live. But look, it's good to be getting into this one. Round 2 now. Retirement Village going to be taking this one pretty slowly. Fair enough, they don't have the best weapon as well. Splatgun's been seen. IU to send some shots through. Splatgun looking to quickly make his way into U-Haul here, but Molly at his feet can't continue on forward. IU to find the first, gets on out. I moved on, collecting one as well. Splatgun looking to push the smoke perhaps as, well, more kills to come through for the duelists, and simply once again finding the final blood. But yeah, that one's pretty easy for Le Seraphim. Flawless round, they'll carry through all of their guns into this one, but I think Retirement Village, you know, they weren't really investing a whole lot into that one. They got full rifles on board now. See what they can do here. I mean, given that they are playing the double Senti, definitely would expect them to be better on their defense, but yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes. I mean, especially considering they're playing a solo Sky as well for the initiation. And they're gotta be very careful. First kill to go to ZST. IU just pushing far forward. Ferg reveals his position. Shooting the clone, and Splatgun, he'll collect that one any day of the week. Sonic sensors pretty much ignored for the most part as Cynthia tries to take a swing around, but Spicy takes her out of the round. I moved on, making some contact from Hookah. Hasn't been cleared at all. No smoke placed. No one sent to clear it. And you'll find 2 denying the plant. It's now the Retirement Village choosing to perhaps push on forward. If they can find Simply, then perhaps they can just go on through to the A site, and that's exactly what they're going to do, I'm pretty sure. But they're still keeping one player around just to watch for I moved on. Xing going to be ferrying these rifles over. Doesn't want any of them to be collected, which is fair enough, but I think I moved on has possibly found one anyway.
Spike planted.
He's managed to find a Vandal just lying on the side. So, gonna take the TP. immediately going to have the duel against Blackgun. Contact made, but he's going to fall on back. Doesn't want to give away the 1v3. Sends through the blind side just in time for Shing to grab the trade. So, bonus round denied for the Seraphim. But they should be able to buy up rifles for the most part. Might be simply on a Bulldog. The other side of things, very similar situations. Blackgun only able to afford the lighter rifle, but everyone else full weaponry. Exciting times. Unfortunately, we don't have our nice overlays, so we can't see all the nice details. I mean, we wouldn't be able to see utility anyway, but still, with a TP and flash, but it's directly into the crosshair of I Moved On. And look, I don't know if I Moved On was fully aware that that TP would come in directly in front of him, but either way, still managed to collect a kill. Looking for a little bit more. Shing, gotta be careful. Your controller. Oh, I Moved On! Did he bump his scroll wheel? An accidental jump. That's a devastating loss there. It might have been favored for that fight for a little bit, just given how Shing's shoulder kept on poking out. Would have known exactly where he was.
You are divided.
Cosmic Divide going to be coming on in. Just to potentially fake this A plant? I mean, this is a really odd ult. I don't know. What is Shing doing here? Just trying to get... I mean, IU's taking him down. This is all for naught. I'm not really sure why that ult was used, or if it was a misclick or something. Maybe that was meant to go a bit deeper on the B site. This round has kind of fallen a little flat for Retirement Village, I reckon. I don't know if they'll be making much further into here. Yeah, I think that will be it. Whoa! That was another UE5 bug, perhaps. Blinded by a smoke. But still, that was... maybe not quite as close of a round as we would have expected, especially with an ult being used. I don't know what Shing was doing there. Doesn't matter too much. Getting back into things now. Looking for this duel early on, but Simply is the one who finds the kills. Just a 2 for 1. As IU has the showstopper here. I don't know if he'll choose to invest it up against the eco. Might just opt to go for the gunplay instead. He's already found a quick trade onto 323. I don't know if they realize how deep Spicy has gotten though. Our drone invested. Again, just a 1 for 1 though. So IU gets on out of there. Shing through the TP. Perhaps going to go for a little bit of around the world, going in towards long. An opportunity to take another TP. You can see on the minimap where IU is perhaps aware of that possibility. So it will just be Cynthia here to try and deny this hit. As Shing maybe not checking. He does eventually, but Cynthia, crosshair placement is good. We'll collect the kill. And it got a little close for an eco round. Closer than the one before, in fact. But the Seraphim will extend their lead to 3 rounds now. Excellent work thus far.
You want to play? Let's play.
So now, tour de force out for ZST. Looking to make contact in towards Showers. He knows that I moved on. It's been fighting that so often. Find the first blood from it. It's 323. Sends the Trailblazer in towards Lamps, and IU pushed back, but immediately re-clearing the space as that smoke might be about to fade. And that showstopper could do a lot of damage. Blackgun in his face, though, will reveal where he is. Is Simply wasn't being watched for. 323 on the trade. Showstopper will find one. Hunter's Fury used as well through the TP, in fact. though it doesn't look like it will connect onto wall too much. ZST going to be holding that angle as, well, Retirement Village, 3-2-3 left on the site alone. Looking to try and recover this one. I think they might just be waiting for ZST to get that kill at the TP, although he's making his way back towards the site. Cynthia, dangerous play there.
30 seconds left.
3-2-3, drops IU. It's, oh, the missed up shot, but the quick swap. And now the Seekers have revealed exactly where Ferg is. ZST on the line, healed up by 3-2-3. This one is so dangerous. That shock dart does max damage by the look of things, but once again the heal to come through just to bring him back up to full HP. Don't often see that ability get too much use, but here ZST staying alive off of it. Potential for a pop flash around the corner and double swing. 3-2-3 comes out with the triple, and Retirement Village gets a little sticky, but they end up coming out on top. Turns out these washed players perhaps got hands. At least everyone's been calling them washed. That's why they named themselves Retirement Village. But still, washed or not, there's no doubt about it. These are some of the most storied players of our university, constantly finding themselves on some of the top teams in all of our Valorant events. Some of the highest rated players as well, just in general, as far as rank goes and all that sort of thing. But, you know, whether they play a lot or not is another question. I know some of them, having moved towards their dorms, no longer have Wi-Fi good enough to play. That's what I've been told, at least. And so they just come in to play for the events when they can get into the arena. Regardless, though, the Seraphim equally have some very, very good players. I mean, you could say the exact same for IU, I Moved On, Simply. Players that we've had around a lot, constantly getting to towards the top of these tournaments. And the addition of Cynthia, ex-Game Changers player. Didn't ever find too much success over in that scene, but still very good player in her own right. Was actually her coach many months ago. Anyways, coming in towards this A site, looks like this is all a little bit of a fake, but ZST and Xing completely opened up the A site, drawing these rotates over. In fact, they feel confident enough that they're actually TPing the spike back over towards the A site, so the fake turning into the actual site hit. That'll go down without any problems. Of course, Spicy also has that Annihilation, could send that in at any moment. Cynthia looking for first contact though. Trade will come through. Annihilation stopped before it's released, and I Moved On with a lot to try and get back into. Immediately goes down, so it's all up to Ferg. Position spotted by the Trailblazer, as now he has to re-clear. Round triple, and 3-2-3 once again. Finding the last kill is, well, she's doing an excellent job here thus far. So, and ZST up at the top of the scoreboard for Retirement Village. As they're looking to even this one out, having knocked Le Seraphim down to an eco round. Retirement Village, happy to play a slightly slower style. Not really going for anything too fast, which is fair enough, right? They only have the one initiator, and oh, we'll just ignore that one. 3-2-3. I think that's where that flash was meant to go. Oh, fuck. Whiffed shots on the clone, but ends up swinging back out to deal with it anyway, just in case it was a fake. Can never be too sharp. And just because there was nothing else going in with it, you're relatively safe to take it out. Gonna be playing inside of the tube. And like I said, Retirement Village, very happy to just walk their way on up. Not really make too much of a fuss about this. I mean, they've used, what, one flash, one clone? They've got so much space up towards Octagon, and you can see they're sending out that TP. Looking to make their way in, perhaps. But again, Cynthia's Sonic Senses Oh, still there. TP through for IU. Bucky in hand, looking to clear all of his. And he's done exactly that as ZST makes contact through showers. Again, just having so much space gathered just by walking up. And now the A site only has one defender there, simply to try and stop this hit. Molly at their feet, but look, I mean, DST's already so deep and it's a little whiffy, but still manages to convert the kill. Spicy for the plant, and well, ELW does not have the right gun for the job coming around the flank. Only the Bucky. Not going to be good enough, so it's all up to Cynthia. Sonic sensor placed. One shot, all she has. And Spicy takes her down. 1 HP. Oh, wait, it's the concuss that's causing that whole blind to happen. UE5 bug once again. Apologies for anyone that just got more blind than normal. I mean, you're watching Valorant. I don't know what you'd expect, but I mean, I guess when we're observing, we don't expect it to be that bad. Still, we can ignore that. Yeah, these teams keeping it neck and neck for now. Again, it is quite likely that we will see these teams in person on Thursday. Of course, remains to be seen. Retirement Village, I mean, making the space on B long once again. Having it sent into the cubby. Cynthia, she's been here pretty often. Gravwell just to try and pull her out to the open, but I didn't think it was quite deep enough, so she's still here. Hasn't been taken out yet at all, and has that annihilation available if Retirement Village do end up going for this. As in the Trailblazer through now, Blackgun potentially looking to walk out onto site. First contact made as takes the gate crash just to rejoin the team. It's funny whenever we see the dart. We got the wall hacked, we saw all three of them look up to try and remove it. Sparkgun eventually has found Cynthia Ferg on a quick trade and he gets out alive. No damage taken either. It's now the call made to rotate over, take the TP, but they gotta deal with I moved on. And they clear him nicely. Rest of the site, no one home, so Spike will be passed over to Splackgun. He gets one closer to the dimensional drift. Will strike to deny that plant, and well, it's not going to matter too much as IU takes down ZST, so now a bit of a compromised flank. Spicy left to go and try and deal with it. Blind from his teammate is lovely. Forces that crosshair to be off that angle, giving him the opportunity for that kill. 1 for 1 over towards defender spawn, and this 1v2 looks like Retirement Village are taking the fight to Ferg, but that's an opportunity. Potential loss for Retirement Village if they can't recover this. Spicy just gonna swing on out, but it's Ferg in the clutch. 4 kills on the round and a nice little 1v3. We'll get the defuse with plenty of time to spare as well. That's Retirement Village. A little bit of a misstep there. Spicy not swinging with Splackgun at all there. Bit of bait, to be honest, and well, thought he could get on the angle, but instead it was Ferg. It's now a timeout for Seraphim. I don't know if they maybe they queued that one before the round was a clutch, but still gonna take the time to perhaps make some adjustments. But yeah, for anyone that isn't aware, this is just the Swiss stage, completely online at the moment. If we were in person, I don't think we would have started at 7 o'clock at night, but yeah, I believe on Thursday in person, we'll be at the esports arena, of course streaming online as well, but that will be starting from 3 o'clock, where we will play, I believe it is the quarterfinals. It's all single elimination for the playoffs, so the quarterfinals, all best of 1 still. So that's 4 games, all best of 1, and then the the semifinals and grand finals will be on Saturday. Semifinals also best of 1, and a grand final as a best of 3. So I'm not actually sure what the timings are on Saturday, but gonna be looking forward to that. There should be some great games there. But look, this right here, also a great game, and you know, not completely unreasonable to say that these teams are likely going to be the in person. We'll see them again. Maybe not against each other. As ZST grabs two early on. Just that aggression out of Hookah here for what is, I believe, an eco round. Now that the Cosmic Divide comes through from Shing. 3-2-3 left to try and make a 180. Unfortunately, can't quite do it fast enough. But Cynthia only has a classic. I doubt she'll be able to find much more here. Spike gun around the corner. Deals with her nicely. This Retirement Village have evened it out. Lovely usage of the ultimates. I mean, honestly, even that Cosmic Divide, I thought maybe the plan was to leave that little gap in the corner towards the back of the B site just for Splat Gun to come out of it, not be heard. But instead just chose to come out in the open instead, and well, it worked out alright for him, so no worries at all. Probably didn't even need the Cosmic Divide, but you know, fair enough, Shing. Just use it. In fact, I believe they might have used 3 ults in that round.
Let's play.
Some coming online for LeSeraphim as well. Hunter's Fury, Annihilation, Empress even. This Tour de Force is actually popped for Simply. Retirement Village already making their way in towards the AC. Cynthia having found one. The Annihilation looking to make the trade, but doesn't quite connect. Cynthia swinging back out. I don't think either Annihilation ended up netting a kill. I think the one that Cynthia got was freed by the Retirement Village. So now they try and go for this plant swing to come out. It simply finds two. Spike out in the open and lots of LeSeraphim players here. I think Retirement Village might just take the call to take the TP, perhaps go over to the B site, or maybe even send ZST forward. This is a tight angle for the operator, but still manages to come out on top. Looks like they are still wanting to remain here and fight. Calling a bit of a pause now, getting on these angles, just holding tight for now. The recon will reveal that they are still in fact here, still fighting. Shing to find one. Blind will stop ZST from being able to do much with that op. So once again, the spike dropped in the open. Swapped over to the Headhunter, looking to clear in towards you. I moved on, sent some bullets through the triple boxes. As Spike now collected, ZST making his way around, but he hasn't cleared behind him. Oh, fuck! Not turning around in time! Oh, but still, LeSeraphim finding the round win. I moved on.
Round in the half.
Able to get the trade. Very chaotic there in the clutch. An opportunity really gifted to ZST. I mean, how... I don't know how he didn't turn around. He literally shot at I moved on. He thought just none the wiser. Oh my gosh. Chaotic as ever. But still, a Seraphim. Not a great buy for the final round here. A couple SMGs. Guardian, I think, in there as well. Have to see what the result this one is. Fox to be sent through, and well, again, this is just a lot of space being taken here in Octagon early on. As Splat Gun, I mean, I think he was meant to be avoiding that, but instead it looked like he kind of TP'd into that showstopper. It's still no kills to come through off the back of that ultimate, so IU instead looking to go and claim this rifle and get on out. Shing couldn't quite find the kill. I mean, that was a dangerous play for IU. Take the TP now directly into Cynthia, but she was cleared. I mean, I think that angle, unless you got like a shorty or something, I don't think you can sit there. Barrel likely giving her away. She'll get spammed to her death. Now, Trailways, I don't think that's cleared simply at all, but Splat Gun makes the flick either way. Spike passed on through 3-2-3, perhaps eating a little bit of gunfire. Takes down IU as now Splat Gun will have that dimensional drift, immediately going to utilize it in spots where I moved on is playing. Just going to be hounding him for now, sending many players his way, and ZST. Perfect info. Able to find that shot easily enough as we're at 6-6 at the half. Could not be any closer here for these two teams. And it's worth saying, ZST, absolutely incredible first half. 16-7. Only player on double digits for the Retirement Village. Whereas on the Seraphim, things a little bit more even. Still, plenty of time left for both these teams to have some of their players come online and see what could happen. Early TP play with the Yar. It's always a question of, was it the Yaru that went through, or was it the clone, or did the Yaru go through and then send the clone out of the TP? It's something you can do just to fake that there's someone, or just leave someone in the TP essentially. We'll be seeing lots of stuff like that. Slotgun always up to shenanigans. ZST making first contact. Neither player finding the shots as, well, Cynthia gets out with her life and IU picks up where she left off. ZST to go down first. Shing gonna be recovering some of those stars as all that Netten made isn't quite able to find a kill. It's actually Shing recovering with a quick double over towards Lamps. 323 healing him back up to full HP. Cynthia around the corner, right clicks, can't find their mark. 323 finds the kill. Trade over towards triple as I moved on here, and there's post-blood left to recover everything in the clutch, and he manages to find both, just tapping away with his ghost. That is absurd that he's managed to get away with that. I mean, after everything that Retirement Village managed to do towards Lamps, you'd think that they had it. They were holding the high-low with only ghosts, and neither of them could just find it. Neither of them could find their shots, I guess. So the Seraphim, double pistols here. Jump peeks hard early on towards the B site. IU potentially looking for this kill as 323 takes a quick body peek out. No damage dealt. None taken either. Cynthia, once again, going to be dealing with a lot of these players coming away and overwhelmed by the amount of targets. Black gun upgrades to a Spectre. Spicy. Both deadlocks overwhelmed on their respective sites. CST to go down. I mean, I don't know how we got into elbow, but either way, Seraphim not committed anywhere at the moment. Oh no, Shing! How was he not cleared there? There's a lot of strange things going on at the moment, but look, this should be relatively easy for the Seraphim. They've got the weaponry, they got numbers, all against a one-player splat gun against the world. What can they do?
Spike planted.
One versus three. Does have the Spectre that he managed to collect earlier, but still doesn't have that much HP. IU the first target to be spotted. Spark gun treats and oh, Bug wasn't looking the right way, but just couldn't stabilize the shots. This is you know, as chaotic as that one was, still around going to the Seraphim. I mean, yeah. I just felt like they got into little groups, got sent across the map to their own little areas, and everyone's taken 1v1s everywhere. Very, very chaotic. I mean, I have no idea what the plan was, really, but I guess it worked out for the Seraphim. Clone destroyed once again. A little bit of fakery there. Now the fight on B long and Spicy alongside 323 ends up winning that fight easily enough. IU removed, jumping on in as well. So all this work towards the B site is for naught. It's all up to simply now collecting that spike. I mean, to be honest, it feels a little bit, feels like it's fallen flat for Le Seraphim. I mean, this is similar to what they did in the round prior, where they just sort of went to claim space, take some fights across the map. But then when you leave the spike so deep and, you know, you don't necessarily have a plan of exactly where you want to go, or if, like, you know, you're pressuring one place and then the plan is to go and regroup and hit the other side eventually, you know, without that sort of a plan, it just looks a bit disjointed, because it looks like they've just tried to execute onto the B site, but then you've left 2 players on the other side of the map, and the spike are nowhere near. And so simply now left in a 1v4. A lot of damage to come through on towards Spicy. He's being caught in the open. And Spicy with 4 will clean it up nicely for the retirement village. They don't end up losing too much here. Just the 2 guns. It's Le Seraphim. I mean, I don't know if they'll end up going for a maybe a faster approach, perhaps something a little bit more together. It's hard to say. Double TP to come through. Spike gun and his clone. I mean, I don't think he was meant to go through with 2. I think the idea is that you go in yourself and then you put the clone out. I think they're perfectly aware that there's probably still someone in that in that teleporter, but he has just TP'd out, so a bit of false information perhaps as IU looks to go and creep up. You can look at that. He's clearing everything just to make sure. Spicy on the angle will take him down easily. I mean, this is just a little bit too loose from Le Seraphim, perhaps. I mean, there's no one nearby to trade at all. No utility behind that. Really just one man creeping up on his own directly into Spicy's crosshairs. I mean, Spicy can be a little bit of an up and down player, but it's pretty hard to miss a shot like that on a player that's just walking up. Looks like the B site is the final destination for this Le Seraphim. Execute, and well, somehow that didn't connect for Spicy, but still manages to find the aim. 2 4Ks in a row. Spicy, welcome back to the server. Him playing alone today. Primal, his brother, not with him. But look, maybe you don't need the brothers to put up good numbers. You just got Spicy doing stuff like this. I mean, at this point, don't go to the B site. He is locking it down. Seraphim down to an eco. I mean, look, this one is, they're keeping this neck and neck. Yeah, close as ever here. EST immediately dropped by I moved on, so actually we have a better start here for Le Seraphim, and Spikegun has been completely pushed out of lamps as well, directly out into the open while low on HP. Shingdo playing in the sky smoke, takes down 2, takes the opportunity to swing out on his own, takes down a couple more, and suddenly he's on for the ace. IU, the final player remaining, and an ace fishing! The sub for the retirement village. He might not be retired at this point. I mean, he wasn't on the original roster, but called up. Maybe he's the helper. At least in this round. His heroics. An ace. Pushing. That's our club photographer right there.
My ult's ready.
What an ace as well. Little messy on Simply, but still, you take the eco frags that you're given. Just like that. Retirement village. Gonna be feeling good. Spicy now swapping over towards the A side, takes the first blood onto Cynthia. And IU, I mean, looked like he might have wanted to entry. Satchel wasted just getting up, now uses the showstopper, jumping into the backside, sends it into the smoke and takes down Spicy, but a quick trade from Splatgun will keep numbers firmly in favor of the retirement village. Just have to pick up the spike now. Been dropped on the ground quite a while ago, and I moved on. Doesn't have a whole lot of HP here. Shing on the flick. It's Black Gun to finish things up. Time at Village. Looking to pull ahead. So Seraphim gonna be knocked back down to a bit of an eco perhaps. I mean, it's not gonna be great, that's for sure. Maybe gonna be able to get some SMGs. Go for a half buy. Yeah, it doesn't look too great. Yeah, just gonna be sheriffs for the most part. This time I think perhaps a more successful go of Force Black Gun. So he hasn't heard anything. I don't know if he'll end up taking this TP out. If he ends up going out of that door, he could have a lot of targets ahead of him. So now the trap is sprung. It's Black Gun easily taking those kills. And it's a flawless round. It's all ecos to be fair, but still. An ace one round, flawless the next. I mean, look at the timeline. Retirement Village stringing these rounds together. Oh, I did see someone asking in the chat just a second ago about some of the what the prize pool is for this event. I'll quickly have a look, see what is going on here. Although I might have to wait for just a minute because Ultimate's been invested in towards you as ZST, I believe his rendezvous got destroyed. So even though he got the opener with the op, unable to get on out, I moved on traps, and I think that net might have ended up killing Xing. Couldn't escape that boom bot, unfortunately. Spicy taking a little bit of damage as well.
Scout destroyed.
Trailblazer clearing in a lot of this space, but there's so many players of Le Seraphim around here. They need to recover these rounds, and, well, I'll do exactly that. Finally, a successful round and relatively clean at that. So get closer to their ults as well. Empress and Annihilation available. So the timeout will be sent in for Le Seraphim. I'll take this time to quickly check in on what these players are playing for, because of course, you know, Valorant tends to be the biggest event that we have. So looking at the prize pool, yes, so I believe it is a $300 prize pool. That's $200 for first place and $100 for second place. So if you want the money, you gotta go the distance to the grand final. But, anyways, timeout going to expire here. Look to get back into things. Le Seraphim wanting to avoid an OT, avoid a map loss. Just a quick update on some of the other games that have been going on. So, NA Imports versus SESA ended up being 13-1 to NA Imports. Looks like Divas ended up taking down 5 Pigs, 1 team, 13-9, and Team Biscuits went against Zero Rivals, 13-6. So, some updates for you there. We get into this round, it's a fast one for Le Seraphim, figuring out that maybe pace is the answer as, well, that ultimate gets sent in, the Annihilation, not only going to claim a kill onto Xing, but some spam to come through onto Spicy as well, who was trying to free his teammate.
Spike planted.
So early 5v3, spike planted. This is looking good for Le Seraphim. I moved on, going to be playing the close angle in towards Lamps. It's going to be so difficult for a time at Village to make a way back into this. Potential for Black Gun to use Dimensional Drift to get some info, but immediately gets stunned by one of those Sonic Sensors and gets on out of there. But ZST up from heaven, the operator finds one, 3-3 evening the numbers as well. Flash around the corner and Ferg will fall. Simply eventually takes down the operator, but down to a 2 versus 2. Cynthia's position is known. I'm sure they're pretty sure they know where Simply is as well. I don't think there's enough time though. will be a victory for the Seraphim. So both teams on double digits. So close. But for Retirement Village, now the ultimates are online. Of course, used the Seekers in that round, and now the rest of the ults are available. For the Seraphim, well, I think they used the majority of theirs in the round previous. I think Simply's one was maybe a little earlier.
They are so dead.
Once again, TP play to start things off with. And of course, Retirement Village have shown that sometimes they will leave Splat Gun there in the teleporter, so that's something for the Seraphim to be very, very cautious of. See those blinds being used by 323 over on B long just for some info. Splat Gun going exploring isn't going to be nearly ready enough for two players holding him. But Spicy though, he's gotten all the way through, grabs a quick one, looks to try and find a second on the player droning, but wasn't prepared for I moved on to be on that angle as well. Xing left alone on the A site, going to be clearing him towards Showers, taking the duel to Simply. Manages to win it as well. Tap onto the spike, but no commitment just yet. Perhaps looking to TP, that's exactly what they're doing. Back towards the B site, but the trap will reveal their plan here. Still, no one available to stop this at all. This spike should go down with no problems.
30 seconds
Seraphim
Spike
will be able to
planted.
choose their post-plant positions. They don't have that much time because Retirement Village is here. It is ready as 3-2-3! Oh, what a transfer! Readjusts. Calm as ever. This is the 3-2-3 we know. I mean, sometimes she just hits some absurd shots, and that is definitely one of them. I mean, what? In one of the last events,
Match
you
point.
saw her win like a 1v4, hitting some crazy stuff like this. I mean, that's just so clean. Calm as ever. And look at the scoreboard now. Retirement Village now on map point. 15, 16, 17, 18 on the scoreboard, and then ZST a little bit further ahead at 21. Seraphim, 2 opportunities. Or should I say, gonna have to make up 2 rounds. Retirement Village, it's 2 opportunities to close it out. Black Gun, that's a good start. I mean, I barely even saw anything. I don't know how Splat Gun managed to see that, but immediately finds the opener. Spike recovered for the Seraphim. I mean, I don't think they dropped it. I think they just left it there. Perhaps going to be coming back in towards the B site, where a lot of space has been taken in Hookah. I mean, it's full control for the Seraphim, but still, they're going to have to deal with the sonic sensors there, making a little bit of noise now. Going to draw out the ultimate from Spicy as contact is made over towards the A side of the map, and while Spicy's ult gonna be all for naught. Now it comes in, but Cynthia
Spike
just
down
showing a
A.
few too many pixels. ZSD takes her out. Sure, the spike might come through, but they're gonna have to
Spike
make up for the
planted.
player disadvantage that they find themselves in. I moved on. Good job in starting that off, but Spicy takes them immediately out of the round over in Showers. Doesn't divide Tencent as well. ZSD unable to find that shot though. It's all down to Simply. No util, no Molly. Swings out of the smoke, but it will be the Retirement Village taking a second game.
Defenders
13 to
win.
10. A much closer affair than their first. I mean, their first one was 13-2 against Laser Kiwis. This one, much closer. Such an exciting one to see though. 13-10. It will be the Retirement Village coming out on top. It's a good effort from the Seraphim, but ultimately not quite good enough here on Bind. Of course, this is just best of ones, so, you know, it's a little bit hard to say if, you know, one map suits one team more than another, but at least here today on Bind, it is the Retirement Village showing us that the Unks still got the aim, still got the teamwork, and can still make things work. So that will be all for this game. I believe we'll be going to a intermission. I think we're still, in fact, we can have a look at this now. I'll just pull up the bracket. So obviously our game has finished. That hasn't quite been updated yet. Obviously that's gone 10-13 to the retirement village. We're still waiting for Streamer University plus Frank versus Team Poop Aura, and then the Rizzlers versus Laser Kiwis. So still 2 games to wait for. We're going to go to an intermission, but we have 1 more round remaining. And of course, we're going to stay live the whole time as well, just so that we can make sure we know exactly what teams are going to be going through. And actually, hold on a second, we've just had all the results come through. I can refresh this now. So yeah, Rizzlers versus Laser Kiwis is 13-11 to the Laser Kiwis, and Streamer University plus Frank versus Team Poop Aura has gone 13-9. So we're just waiting for our game, which has just concluded now, to be input there. And then, of course, we will go on to round 3. We're going to take a quick intermission to set things up and pick our game, but we will be back very soon. Hello everyone, we are back. We're on to the final round of the Swiss stage for the AUEC X SESA Valorant Clash. My name is Atlas, and well, we've had a fair few great matches today. Of course, we've just seen Le Seraphim take on the Retirement Village, and unfortunately for Le Seraphim, they couldn't quite take it over the line. It went to the Retirement Village 13-10. As actually, we can take a look at the current standings. If I quickly pull those up. So, standings are as follows. We've got Streamer University plus Frank up at the top, with Retirement Village and Hungry Seekers. Those teams are all at 2 wins and 0 losses. Actually, if I can check on the schedule as well. So Hungry Seekers and Streamer University plus Frank are actually going up against each other. So one team won't remain completely... one team won't be able to keep their flawless record. And of course, Retirement Village, they're going to be going up against 16 times 29. So, you know, who knows if that one will go, if they actually might not qualify. But, you know, it's unlikely that that will be the case. I think, given that they've already gotten 2 wins, I think they'll be looking pretty good. Yeah, and then if it'll actually don't know if it will let me scroll. Do I want to, let's see if we can scroll. Here we go. Scrolling down. Couple teams down below. SESA, unfortunately, unlikely to qualify at this point. I think they've won a single round in their past 2 games. Rizzlers, 5 pigs, 1 team. Not doing too great either. A whole lot of teams that are 1-1. Which leads us, of course, to the game that we have going on next. It is going to be Team Biscuit as our first team. You can see on your screen who's on the team at the moment. I don't think this is their full roster. I think they might be playing with 1 sub, but we've got Wayuzu, Trick, FYU, Hooray, and DH. I mean, we could just call him Bruv, to be honest. Or Druv. Druv 1212. But look, some very good players along the way. I mean, if you're wondering, those ranks are peak ranks, so if the rules that we have for the tournament is that you can have 3 players that have been Ascendant 3 or higher in the past 2 acts, and you have your last 2 players must be below that rank from the past 2 acts. So that's why for some of these teams, it's like all of them are peak immortals, but some of them are a bit more washed, so those are allowed. Like I think the Retirement Village probably falls under that category, but look, very solid team. You've got some very good players. Trick and Ryuzu are the ones that would come to mind. Hooray as well. Very good players. Have been around a couple different uni tournaments over the last little bit. But they are going to be going up against XX Divas XX, which they've got Tabby, Glitz, Capybara, Kylie, and of course Eel Moped, who, if you don't know, that is the ex-president of the club. I think he's our general advisor now, but also this team's exciting because I think they're actually the majority are the core of our Pathfinder team, which is the club's team, or actually I think it might even fall under the university. I'm not too sure if it's club or university, but they are our team that is all women and people of marginalized genders. So You know, it's an exciting one given that, honestly, they are some of the best players that we have around. You know, Glitz and Kylie especially are absolutely insane. I mean, Glitz, I don't know if she plays as often as she used to, but she's constantly topping scoreboards and really showing up against some of the best teams that we have, or best players even. So this team definitely can compete. But we got to get into the matchup. The players are waiting, so of course let's have a look at the map veto, see where we're going. It's going to be back to bind. You can see the lovely logos of these teams as well. We got a biscuit, probably drawn in paint or something, and then a little dog for XX Divas XX. We're just going to call them Divas because XX Divas XX is a mouthful. But I believe we're just waiting for some of these players to get ready. Oh no, we're actually already in. So let's have a look at the agent select, see where we are going. It's going to be perhaps another double deadlock lineup. So look, a lot of these teams going into deadlock, which honestly I'm a big fan of. I played a lot of deadlock when she came out. Don't play her as often these days, but honestly, she's in a really good spot right now. Very, very big in the meta, and especially on a map like Bind. Most obvious place being over on B site on the defense. When you're dropping out a hookah, you can put a trip there. The sonic sensor, guaranteed to trip it. Guaranteed stuns, easy kills. So definitely very, very powerful. So, but for the most part, it looks like we're seeing a similar comp to what we've just seen the Retirement Village play on the side of Divas. Of course, instead of having the Yoru as the solo duelist, we've got more traditional Rays. So Kylie's going to be playing that one. Glitz on the Brimstone. I think she was put down as a flex player, but I think she majority plays Clove and other controllers. And then over on the other side of things, again, similar comp being locked in instead of the Sky. We've got a Fade for the Initiator. Deadlock, oh, double duelist here actually. So of course Yoru's going to be filling that sort of flash Initiator role. Going to be playing for a little bit more hard info, having locked in the Sky, and then of course you still have the entry power that is given to you by playing arrays. So honestly, pretty solid comps. Going to be getting straight on into things here. There's well, final round for the day. After this one, we'll know exactly who's going to our LAN over on Thursday. Let's hope this last one's a close one, and that we have all the results in by the end of it. That would be quite exciting if we do end up getting a situation like that. But look, clearly we've had some games that go the distance today. And it's, you know, wouldn't be too surprising if we continue getting more and more. I might have gotten some of those ranks wrong in the last one. Once I'm seeing Bed saying in the chat, I don't think he's actually immortal. Maybe he faked his rank. I'm not even sure. I didn't have time to probably check, but look, Kylie's going straight on in towards Lamps to start things off. Simple A site hit, but Trick hasn't been cleared, and Showers in that Seize is lovely to go along with the nade. It's with a quick trade, though, revealed by the Haunt. Spam down to extremely low HP, and there's a molly on the floor as well. Utility doing lots of chip damage, but Kylie is peeked on through, taking down Huare. Splash around. Kylie grabs another quick trade to come through, but look, Divas coordinated as ever. Take the opportunity to bring the fight forward into the back of sight, and what a decision that is there. Rewards them with plenty of kills, and of course the round win. For Divas, take the pistol. Very solid start. Me saving my voice here. It's getting late in the day. Don't want to be too loud.
Catch them.
Look, Spectres, the judge, for the most part, another season aid. Immediately connecting onto Capybara. That's not what you want to see early on. I mean, she was in the dog. Probably didn't even need the... didn't even need the seize. Regardless, locks are in place. There was no escaping that. If anyone's wondering as well, I believe Martin is not on the Pathfinder team. I believe it's actually 3-2-3, but she's playing with the Retirement Village, so they don't have the full roster. But Martin filling in just to play and flex for them. But look, right now things are not looking good for the Divas. This is looking to be a potential flawless, thrifty round. Glitz does get one back, but she'd have to get an ace. Oh my gosh, she sprayed down 4. Grabbing the orb though, that'll be a demise. Ryuzu finishes things off. So it's still going to be the Thrifty for Team Biscuit, but Glitz, oh my gosh. I mean, look, this did not go well at all for Divas, but a little bit of heroics here. Look at this. They just all lined up. And they just, I think she just wanted that. She wanted the ult, but maybe a little bit of panic there, because definitely didn't need it. If she had just gone for the plant, would have had the ultimate all ready for the post plant. Still. In a clutch like that, you can be forgiven for the little mistakes, but it's also going to be at the loss for Divas. A nice little setup here for Team Biscuit gives Durov the first 2 kills. With YU getting in on the action as well. Eventual trade by Eel Moped with the right click of the classic, but look, it's weaponry in favor of Team Biscuit at the end of the day. It's going to be relatively simple to clean that one up. Not too sure what Ore is up to there, but doing the moonwalk with the Brimmutal. Now rifles online for Diva. Of course, judge in hand for Kylie as well. Look, if they can get on the site and get that spike down, Glitz, of course, has that Hunter's Fury, but she's actually going to use it straight away in towards Lamps, but a little bit preemptive perhaps. There was no one playing there. Definitely something that many teams will be aware of. Kylie going to go on in towards that space just to make sure it's firmly in the hand of the Divas. It's a 1-for-1 on the site. Kylie pushed up close. Deal a lot of damage with the judge, and she's done exactly that. Bit unfortunate that net connected. That was easily through a wall, I'm pretty sure. Not intended for her, but still. Eventually gets out of it. Is Team Biscuit looking to get back into this site. Horoway takes down 2, leaving Kylie in this 1 versus 3. Only a judge. And even though she got one with the paint shells and almost took down one with the judge, it's not quite enough, unfortunately. So Team Biscuit converting, I guess, their bonus. It's a little bit hard to say at this point after you lose the second round, but still they will continue the streak here on their defense. As for Divas, it's down to full eco. Sheriffs across the board, except for Tabby. I believe that's Tabby on the swag account. But yeah, that's not ideal. It's eventually going to be going over to a Stinger. It's well, Trick has an outlaw, so this should be quick, easy kills for him.
We found one.
That's his position revealed as well, of course. It's just that Prowler, so they won't know exactly who it is, but still aware that someone is still around the A site. Durov, though. Oh, a bit of a flash. Over on towards long. I don't know if much information was gained from that, but judging by the smoke there, pop flash through. Clearly, Team Biscuit somewhat aware, but things not going the way of Divas at all. At this point, might be lucky to even get one. Capybara, last one remaining. Flash round, but Ore will collect. So a flawless round for Team Biscuit. Looking good here. I mean, Team Biscuit is another one of those teams that's perhaps up there in contention for going pretty far in this tournament. I mean, Trick, Wuzu, Horoi, definitely going to be the pillars for this team. If they're not performing, then maybe going to be a little bit more difficult. I mean, I can't say I know too much about FYU and Durov. Already got to figure out how to pronounce that guy's name, but we won't find out till later because he's in the game. Can't interrupt him now. Just keep calling him Durov. Lovely shot from Ryuzu with the outlaw. Headshot. Not going to matter if it's light shields or not. Kylie unfortunately misses the showstopper revealed as well by that haunt. Escapes the opponent's showstopper. Lucky to be alive in a way. Dueling here, sending bits of raised util back and forth. Now, oh, that grab net doing so much.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my gosh, so much going on here, but Trick managing to collect on so many of these kills. It's all down to Glitz, and I mean, we've seen her in this spot before. She managed to get 4. For this one, I mean, with the weapons online for everyone, might be just that much more difficult. She doesn't have the spike, will give her that, and that's a quick 1v1 that she's secured. Gonna be heading back over towards the B site now. Stimmy, just to get her there that little bit faster. And of course, no sonic sensors either. Wouldn't place towards short, and that's enough to convince Team Biscuit that perhaps a rotate is
30
in order.
seconds left.
Should be hearing the spike
Spike
as well.
planted.
So now Glitz, where do you want to play this? You've placed that smoke down, it's going to be there for quite a bit longer. Sending out the molly. It's a bit of info for Team Biscuit. They heard where that came from. Position now fully spotted. Taking the duel, swinging through the molly, and Glitz once again manages to find 4, but Wiyuzu once again takes her down in the final second. That's 2 times now where Glitz has almost managed to pull off a 1v5. I mean, look, there's a reason why Glitz is considered one of the best here for the club. It's been a while since she's played an event, but she can pull off stuff like this against anyone. It is absolutely crazy how good she is. I mean, I'm curious. I go look at the results channel. I'm pretty sure she's been topping the scoreboard in all of Diva's games. Yeah, she was in the last one. Oh, another orbital strike here, but oh, the AUP takes down Kylie early, so it's much less entry power now. But yeah, no, just quickly checking the stats from the last 2 games that Divas have played. But yeah, it was Glitz topping the scoreboard on both of them. She drops 29 in one of those games, so she is an absolute powerhouse of a player. Here in this eco round for Divas, it's unfortunately not looking too good. I mean, it's a little bit of a half buy, I'm pretty sure, but look, Trub is probably going to be the nail in the coffin.
Spike down.
Position not expected at all. A clone finding Capybara all the way up. Straight 1v1 here. Not really much interruption from anywhere nearby. But Durov will still claim the 1v1. Claim the round for Team Biscuit. We're taking fairly commanding lead here for Bind. But yeah, gonna need to have the rest of the team step up just that little bit more. It can't just be Glitz, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm just looking at the scoreboard from before. Kylie dropped 35 in the game against 16 times 29. Absolutely insane, and once again, Trick with this operator.
Down A.
But Divas just have not been able to deal with these snipers, whether it's the Outlaw or the operator. It's what, 4 or 5 rounds in a row now? Where a sniper has gotten the first blood and maybe even a little bit more. Leg shot onto Kylie. Healed up, of course, just that little bit by Capybara, but still it's not a good position to be in if you are the Divas. Ilmo Pit though, finding one. Bruv going down, Glitz tucked in towards Lamps. Ilmo Pit's been taken down on the lurk. Actually calling the team over towards B perhaps, but FYU still there. Maybe just a little bit too obvious with the TP. She wasn't going anywhere. Capybara now. Difficult spot. Deals with the wide swing, but the trade easily there. This one is just... I mean, it's so difficult, right? It's especially now that ults are coming online. Team Biscuit really looking rather clean here. But yeah, definitely need to see a little bit more from Kylie. I mean, it's clearly she can put up numbers against Team 16 times 29. 16 by 20. I think it's an album name. I mean, it looked like their logo was an album art for something. Some artist I'm not really familiar with, but still. Definitely, perhaps even tournament life on the line here for Divas up against Team Biscuit. Both these teams 1-1, I believe. So this one might be to qualify. Hard to say, it depends on how some of those other teams are going, but they haven't cleared Drub. Glory getting one with the orbital strike as well, but it's a pinstripe kill feed. Even us in a 2 versus 2. Swag gonna go for a safe plant, has the annihilation available. Team Biscuit retaking from 2 different directions. Trick operator in hand. And take the opportunity to go for a quick scope. Swaps over to the shorty. And Swag makes her way through. Annihilation. Oh, it's just caught her. Oh, that's tragic. FYU. Be able to recover the operator as well. Man, I didn't think that was going to catch at all. I mean, let's have a look at that. I mean, what a shot from Trick. It looked like he was perhaps even going to go for a little bit more as well. Wasn't prepared for Swag, though. Oh, that's... went so deep. That's crazy. You just see Swag getting pulled past the camera. Oh gosh, but yeah. Look, shout out to our observer, Yui, good friend, all the way from Australia, UNSW, I believe. Who knows? Maybe one day Yui will have an event against UNSW. I believe they've got a pretty nice esports club over there as well. Anyways, though, again, First Blood towing the way of Team Biscuit. I mean, Divas just cannot find a good start in these rounds. It just makes it that much harder to do too much at all. Blitz eventually going to be able to find an upgrade after that kill. Like to go down as the ultimates now being invested by Team Biscuit. So many of them available, and how has Trick gotten 2? Did that splash damage just go through the tube? What? You gotta see that one again. I mean, obviously the Nightfall made them low. Trick, nice shot there.
One enemy remaining.
It went through the tube! That's crazy. Either that or we just put it down right outside the entrance. It didn't look like it was outside the entrance though. Either way, I mean, right now it's really just... Ooh, lucky escape there for Swag. Look, Diva's struggling so much as Glitz falls early in this round. Spike does get retrieved by Il Moped. It looks like Divas want to head in towards the Spee site. Of course, Druv is here. Don't know if they're really even considering him though. No one's looking his way. So TV comes around the back. I mean, this is such a weird spot. Kylie goes down and, well, I mean, Il Moped's gonna have to deal with a fair amount himself. I mean, he's the one with the spike. He's the one that needs to be on the site. It's such a strange round as Team Blind to come through. Il Moped falls as this is likely a round loss once again. Flawless at that. I mean, Team Biscuit are making quick work of the Divas here. It's a rough game thus far for this squad. I mean, not only is it, you know, a lot of rounds in a row, but it's a lot of these haven't really even been close, unfortunately. opener for Trick. Glit's gonna be going down early here, but still. Yeah, this one is once again maybe a little bit closer, but Trick doing a lovely job avoiding that one. Trick not quite able to find some of these shots that he was hitting before. Still though, D.Va's fighting an uphill battle as they're running into the A site with so many players waiting. So it's 11-1. So difficult.
Switching sides.
Well, not too much to say, unfortunately. I mean, I'm saving my voice, but I don't know how much of this game is left. I mean, ever since the first pistol, D.Va's just have not been able to do all too much, unfortunately. That's just fallen a little flat. Team Biscuit make their way on towards the B site. Kylie doing a good job trying to hold on to her life, trying to hold onto the back of site. Moped to try full the spaces. Once again, it's really just this trade game that has been excellent for both teams, to be fair. There's been a couple rounds that have looked like this, but in the end, it always seems to be Team Biscuit that's brought it out in the end. But this time, another trade. 1v1, Swag low on HP, up against Trick. Swings out, and oh no, once again. It's just Team Biscuit. Every single time. I mean, I'm gonna be curious to see the scoreboard at the end, but I'm pretty sure they've gotten almost every single first blood. It has really been... I mean, this could be essentially a 13-0 outside of the first pistol round. It's... I mean, everyone's gonna be forcing up. It's to be expected at this sort of a scoreline. But still... I mean, if D.Vas don't make it tomorrow into the playoffs, they're going to be kicking themselves after that first series that they had that went 15-17.
No surprise. Sensor tripped.
Once again, B-site hit. And, well, 1-for-1 early on. Trick over the top and looking for a little bit more with the judge. Oh, this is likely gonna be it. It's all down to Moped, stinger in hand, 13 bullet. They're going for the knife. Oh, he's willing to play. Pulls out the classic. Oh no! You don't respect the knife game. And you end up losing just like that. It's essentially a 13-0. That's... Oh no. But looking at the scoreboard, yeah, a single first blood the whole time. That's a rough one. That is not what you want to see, unfortunately, for D.Vas. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it really was just they could not deal with that operator or the outlaw. It was just, yeah, absolute domination. But yeah, so that will be, unfortunately, all the Valorant we have. But of course, we are still waiting to see who's going to be going through to the playoffs that are starting on Thursday in person at the arena. So let's have a look at the old standings, see what games are done, what games are still going. Now I believe I can pull this up just here. So, oop, that's on our standings, but if I refresh it, yeah, so we can see that the Rizzlers took down SESA 13-2. Then Retirement Village, whoa, pretty dominant against 16 by 29. Very, very crazy scoreline, similar for 5 Pigs, 1 team up against the Laser Kiwis. So, look, those are, even though Laser Kiwis won a game, I mean, looking at this, I'm trying to do some mental math here. It's going to be close, I think, between Rizzlers and Divas, I think, for, because I believe there's still like 2 teams that are qualifying that will end up being 1 and 2. Although it's hard to say because, yeah, let's have a look. Let me quickly have a look. Because there's also some other games that actually might have concluded that we're just waiting for the scorelines to come through. So actually, I'm looking at this now. The Seraphim versus Zero Rivals has concluded, so that's 13-7 to Le Seraphim. So Le Seraphim almost certainly will be going through. Yeah, let's see. Just gonna be constantly refreshing this page. Just gonna see what ends up happening, but we can have, actually, yeah, no, it's not really much point looking at the standings at the moment. So we'll just stick with me for now. I'll keep you guys updated on what games are still happening and what games are to come. Let's see, look at the match results. So yeah, SESA versus Rizzlers was submitted. Le Seraphim versus Zero Rivals. That one should ideally be... Oh, okay, we're just waiting for the 1 team. Okay, so let's have a look. Hungry Seekers took down Streamer University, I mean, in pretty crazy fashion as well. I mean, Hungry Seekers going through 3 wins. Looking pretty strong. Then we've gone through SESA and Rizzlers, Retirement Village in 16 by 29. The Seraphim versus Zero Rivals was put in, our game that we just watched. So we are just waiting for Team Poop Aura and NA Imports. What a name for Team Poop Aura. I mean, I don't know why we let them have that name. But I think we are just waiting for that last one right now. Which, I don't think I have any updates for just yet. I don't think I've got anyone from those teams added, but I can check in, see if there's someone that does have some updates for us. I will check in with check in with Xing. Xing should have some of these players added. And then we'll see who's gonna go through. I mean, at this point, I think, well, it's honestly so hard to say. Yeah, he should have some of them added. But I mean, if we look at the standings, I think we can, at this point, should be able to at least check in and see some of the more definitive ones as we wait for this last one to be input. So let me check in on the standings here. So, oh, no, we want standings here. So, Hungry Seekers and Retirement Village, 100% going through. Those are our 2 teams that are most likely, well, that have gone completely undefeated. So, and then from there, let's just quickly check in with the announcement. So, from what I can see, it says 2 teams with a 3-0 record, 5 teams with a 2-1 record, and 1 team with a 1-2 record. So, we'll see if we've got 5 teams with a 2-1 record. So, we got the Seraphim, 2-1, they'll be going through. Team Biscuit, 2-1, they'll also be going through. Streamer University plus Frank will also be going through. So that's actually not going to end up being 5 teams. So one of Team Poop Aura and NA Imports will definitely be going through. And then depending on what the differential is for the rounds, we may or may not end up seeing we may or may not be seeing 5 pigs 1 team or XX Divas XX. Although if it does end up being that NA Imports and Team Poop Aura end up going through, then it unfortunately will be Divas, the team that we've just watched, that will end up getting eliminated. So, okay, wait. So we've got an update, 13-5. NA Imports have won. We just got to get that input. There we go. So now, if we have a look at the standings, we will have the 8 teams going through to the playoffs. We have Hungry Seekers in first, followed by Retirement Village, La Seraphim, Team Biscuit, NA Imports, Streamer University, plus Frank, 5 pigs 1 team, and Divas have made it through. XX Divas XX. Despite the 13-1 loss, they've just managed to scrape through on some amount of tiebreak and point differentials. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy considering they just lost 11-1. Oh, 13-1, sorry. And then unfortunately, we will be saying goodbye to 16 times 29, Zero Rivals, Laser Kiwis, Rizzlers, Team Poop Aura, and our friends over at SESA. I'm actually not too sure how many SESA club members ended up joining. We'll find out and see if any SESA members ended up making it through on any of these teams that we see still in the tournament. But I mean, it's been a great time here. If I actually, I don't know if looks like the playoffs has not been generated yet, so we'll get that bracket ready for the actual event. But look, that's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a great day of well, some close games and one that was not so close, but we won't worry too much about that. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and make sure you tune in to the club Auckland University channel at 3 p.m. on Thursday. We'll be streaming from the arena. Feel free to show up in person as well. We're going to have 4 best of ones there, the quarterfinals, all 4 games streamed, one after the other, all best of ones, and it's all single elimination as well. So a lot on the line, a lot to play for. We'll see you then.